Hello, everybody. This is Ralph Martin from rjqualityconsulting.com. And in this video, I want to talk about the documentation requirements for the ISO 17025 standard, specifically the ISO IEC 17025-2017, which is the latest version of the standard. As a quality consultant and ISO certified 17025 auditor, I'm oftentimes asked what type of documents exactly do I need to prepare for a ISO 17025 audit. So I put together this blog post. If you're watching this video on YouTube, in the description box underneath this video, you can click on the link to read the full version of this article. I do have a detailed outline of all of the actual documents you need to meet the requirements of the ISO 17025 standard. In fact, I have a table in here that is a guide where it shows the actual clause element, and in the clause element what you would expect an auditor to want to see as far as objective evidence or documented objective evidence. And I think you'll find this blog article quite informative if you're looking to get your laboratory ready for an accreditation audit. So anyway, if you go through this blog article, you will notice that I talk about, why documentation is important in ISO 17025. Obviously, it is important, and you do have to have documented objective evidence to do well in an audit. It is the foundation of the laboratory's compliance to ISO 17025. And then basically I go into really two types of documents. And let me explain what I mean by that. First of all, there are mandatory documentation requirements where literally the standard says something to the effect of the laboratory shall have a procedure for dot dot dot, and that procedure shall include A through H or something like that. That's typically the verbiage of the standard. And so what I've done is I've taken all of the areas where there is actual required documentation. In other words, if you don't have these documents, you will get a finding from an auditor. Also, there are what we refer to as recommended documentation requirements or best practices. So what I've done is I've really created two tables within this blog article, a list of mandatory documents, and I have these categorized by the ISO clause element. Basically sections 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which are the heart of the standard. Sections 1, 2, and 3 are just definitions and things like that, and the explanation of the standard itself. But this is really the sections 4 through 8 are really the meat and potatoes of the standard. And as you can see here, this is a list of the required documents per clause element. So if you are looking to get accredited to ISO 17025, first of all, you need a copy of the standard. That kind of goes without saying. If you don't have a copy of the standard, then you're probably not serious about getting your laboratory accredited to ISO 17025. But if you get a copy of the standard and follow the standard along with this table, you'll, as you're going through the clause elements of the standard, and you might be asking yourself, well, what documentation do I need in this clause element to satisfy an audit for this particular section? So for example, in section 4.1 under impartiality, the documents you would really need would be number one, an impartiality policy or statement. And, it would be appropriate to put something like that in a quality manual. And also you'll need an impartiality risk assessment record of some sort, because the standard says that the laboratory shall determine risks to impartiality on an ongoing basis. So that could be a risk assessment record contained within your management review records, which is on a continual basis because you perform a management review on, say, yearly or quarterly or whatever your policy is for management review. Confidentiality, you would want a confidentiality agreement and policies. A confidentiality agreement signed by employees and also by external bodies. Anyway, if you go through this list, it'll highlight all of the documentation requirements that are mandatory documentation. And then I also have another one for recommended ISO 17025 documentation. These are documents that are best practices for a laboratory to have. And I also categorize those in each of the clause elements of the standard for the ones that have recommended documentation requirements, best practices for a laboratory. And then how to organize your ISO 17025 documentation. I have a section on that. And then final thoughts. But one of the things you'll notice in the list of mandatory documents here is that I really kind of highlight specifically what you need in that documentation. And then I go through it step by step, and then also the recommended documentation requirements. And I think you'll find this valuable, and I think you'll see that it has all the clause elements that, or all the documentation requirements that you need in an audit. And if you're looking at wanting to get the actual documents themselves, and you are looking to get your laboratory accredited and you want my help, you can first of all book a free 45-minute consultation with me. At the underneath this video, I'm going to put this video on this blog post. You can go ahead and book a free 45-minute consultation with me, and I can answer any questions that are ISO 17025 related, or for any standard for that matter. And then I can show you what you would need to do to get your laboratory ready for accreditation, or I can actually do it for you. I am a ISO 17025 certified auditor for one of the largest accreditation bodies in the world. And I do know a thing or two about ISO 17025. And the nice thing about using my services is, since you will be audited by an ISO 17025 auditor to get your accreditation, I know what they're looking for because I am an auditor, and I actually audit laboratories currently to meet to see if they meet the requirements of this particular standard. So if you want to book a free appointment, go ahead and go find the link in the description of this video or on this website page and book a free 45-minute consultation with me, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And then also you'll notice on my blog article, I offer a free ISO 17025 internal audit checklist and gap analysis tool. This is a really good, useful tool if you need to conduct an ISO 17025 internal audit, which is a requirement of the standard, of course. So you will need to do that. I have a really good audit checklist and gap analysis tool that you can download for free. Just fill out the form and then click access here, and you'll get access to my free internal audit checklist. I'll also provide that link underneath this video as well. So this is Ralph Martin signing off. If you have any questions, or if you are experiencing some you're trying to get ISO accredited and you've had some experiences that you've encountered along the way and you'd like to leave a comment, feel free to leave a comment in this video and also in the comment section of this blog post, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. This is Ralph Martin signing off. You make it a great day.